Hello, hello, hello.
Hello, hello, hello.
Can you hear me,
So I
Priyanka?
think there's a lag
Hear me,
because
Priyanka?
Instagram and Facebook
Instagram
is
and
going at different
Facebook.
speeds. But yeah, I can hear you, so we can begin.
I can hear you
Um,
again.
Hi, Huda. Huda sends us a
Uh,
heart.
I cannot hear
Hi,
you
Huda.
Huda, it's
on.
been
Send
a
us a
long
heart.
time since I've seen you.
It's been
Hello.
a long time since I've seen you.
Hi, Huda. Hello, everyone.
Hi, Huda.
If
Hello,
you can hear
everyone.
us, just
If you can hear
please
us,
type
just
so that we know
please
that you
type so that we know that
are receiving us.
are receiving us.
Okay, so what I wanted to talk about today is
But today is
this this
this
phrase that a lot of people think
that
inside of their
a lot of
minds,
people
but
think
they
inside of their
don't
minds,
say
but
it.
they
They're not
don't
even aware that
say
they
it.
have this
They're
thought,
not
which
even aware
is
that they have this thought,
when
which
it
is,
comes to making money, they
when it
think,
comes to making money,
oh,
they think,
oh, but
oh,
she's richer than me.
oh, but
Her family
she's
is richer
richer
than
than me.
mine.
Her
They have
family is richer than
everything
mine.
already
They
going
have
for them.
everything
So, of
already
course, it's
going for
easy
them.
for
So,
her to
of
not
course,
work
it's
and,
easy for her
she
to
just
not
receives
work and,
money. She has a
she
trust
just
fund.
receives money. She has a trust
Um,
fund.
so I feel
Um,
like sometimes we use
so I
that
feel
as
like
an
sometimes we
excuse
use that as
to
an
not make
excuse
money. And,
to not make money. And
um, I want to know, Tara, what is your
I
awareness
want to
on
know,
this?
Kiran, what is your awareness on this?
So, yes, that is like a very
Yes, that
easy
is like
excuse that
a
we so
very
often give. And money is just always like a
and
sticking
money
issue for
is
all of
always
us.
like a sticking issue
Um,
for all of
we
us.
tend to go into the
Um,
space of,
we tend to go into the
you
space
know,
of
no action, and always we
no
are
action and
reacting onto
always we are
something.
reacting
So,
onto something.
and we see
So,
so
and
much,
we see so much,
we make it matter what we
we
see
make it
outside of
matter
us,
what we
like,
see outside of us,
beyond
like,
the eyes, what
beyond
we see,
the
it's like
eyes, what we
we make it
see,
as
it's
though
like
it's real
we
and
make it
true,
as if it's
but
real
we
and
never
true.
get to tend,
But we never get to tend,
to be in touch with
to
ourselves,
be in touch
and
with
it
ourselves,
just
and it
makes
just
a hazy vision for us at
makes
all
a
times.
hazy vision for us at all
The
times.
key over here is to
The
really
key over
get in
here
touch
is
with
to
your
really
reality
get in
and
touch with your
really
reality
be in the
and
question, because
really be
that
in the
is what
question,
is going to
because
really
that
take us
is
beyond
what is going to really take
anything
us
that is
beyond
sticking us.
anything that is sticking us.
Yeah, but can you
Yeah,
speak of,
but
like, I'm aware that
can you
we
speak
do
of,
need to be
like,
aware
I'm
of all
aware
of
that
that,
we do
but
need to be aware of all of
many
that,
times a lot of us
but
aren't aware of it.
times a lot of us aren't
It's,
aware of it.
subconsciously
It's,
wired into our
subconsciously
minds,
wired
when
into our minds.
especially from
And
since when you're a child,
especially from since when you're
because
a child,
you've grown up seeing your
because
parents live a
grown
certain
up seeing
way.
your parents live
Their
a certain
income
way.
has been a certain
Their income
amount,
has
your
been a
lifestyle has
certain
been a
amount.
certain
Your
way.
lifestyle has
So,
been a certain
that
way.
is your bare minimum, that's your
That is your
reference
bare
point.
minimum. That's your reference
So, and
point.
then you've decided that, oh, when I
And then
grow
you
up, this is
decided
the
that,
career
oh,
I
when
need
I
to
grow
take
up,
up
this is the
because,
career I need
for
to take
whatever
up
reason,
because for
and
whatever
many
reason,
times it doesn't even belong
and
to
many times
you.
it doesn't even belong to you.
And yeah, and then
Um,
you reach this
and yeah,
point in your life
then you reach
where,
this point in your life
you are
where
struggling to receive
you
money
are
in
struggling to
whatever
receive
career you've
money in
chosen.
whatever career you've chosen.
Um, so
Um,
how can we
so
shift our point of
how can
view
we shift our point
from,
of view from
also having this prejudice
also having
against
this
money
prejudice against
and people
money
who have money,
and
Hmm.
people who have
and
money,
yeah.
and yeah.
So there's two things over
So
here.
there's two things
When
over
we
here.
go into
When
reference
we
points,
go
we
into
are
reference
basically
points,
tapping
we
into
are
a
basically
reality.
tapping into
Now,
a reality.
this might not seem
This might
very
not seem
easy for
very
someone who's a
easy for
layman,
someone who's
to
a layman,
understand
to
energetic terms.
understand energetic
But what
terms.
I would really like to
But
bring our
what I would
attention
really like
to
to bring our
is
attention to
that a
is
reality exists
that
when
a
two or
reality
more
exists
people
when two
agree
or
to
more
a point
people
of view.
agree to a point of view.
So let's say if I
So
have a
let's say
point of
if I
view that,
have a point of view that
Priyanka, you are born into a rich
Priyanka, you are
family,
born into
so
a rich family,
you have it easy. And
you
then
have it
you go on
easy.
to
And then
say
you
that,
go on to
oh,
say
well,
that,
that's my
oh well,
reality and
that's my
that's what I'm
reality
choosing.
and
So,
that's what I'm choosing.
over
So,
here, uh,
over here,
one person is resisting
one
and
person
reacting to it,
is
and one
resisting and
person is
reacting
being
to
like
it,
a
and
not
one
me
person is being
person,
like a not me person,
or rather, this is
or
what it
rather,
is.
this is
So
what it
we are like
is.
holding
So
on to.
we are like holding
Now,
on to.
both
Now,
the sides,
both the
when we
sides,
are doing that, is
when we are
when a reality is
doing
created,
that,
because
is
there's
when
like
a
a
reality is
conflict and
created,
there is
because
like
there's
a
conflict and there is
righteousness
like a
on one
righteousness
side, and on the other
on
side there's
one side,
righteousness.
and on
So
the other side there's
that starts to
righteousness.
create a
So
reality.
that starts to
Now,
create a
that is
reality.
one thing where we are
Now that
tapping
is one
into a
thing where
particular
we are tapping
reality.
into
Who
a
says
particular
there
reality.
is not a
there
possibility
is
beyond
not
that.
a possibility beyond
Like
that.
if we were to
Like if we
tap
were to
into a
tap
space
into
like which
a
is like this
space like which
infinite
is like this
possibilities,
infinite
and
possibilities,
if we were to ask
and if we
questions,
were to ask
what
questions,
is possible over here?
what is possible
Is
over
this
here?
the only
Is this
possibility? Is
the
this the
only
only
possibility? Is this
reality?
the only
I'm sure
reality?
it isn't.
I'm sure
So
it
that
isn't.
is one thing.
So that
And
is one
the
thing.
other thing
And
I
the
wanted
other
to
thing
tell
I
you, what
wanted
was
to
the
tell you,
second part
what
of
was
it,
the
which you
second
said?
part of it, which you said?
Basically,
Basically,
yeah, it's a prejudice
yeah,
of
it's
money and
prejudice
people
of
who have
money,
money,
who have money,
prejudice towards that.
towards that.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
again,
So
that is also
again, that
going
is
back
also
to the reference points, and where we have really like resisted money because of it is outside of us. But that's a
outside of
vision
us.
again.
But
We
that's
are
a
not
vision
tapping
again.
into what is
We are
possible.
not tapping into what is possible.
So
So
very often, like I also
very
tend to
often,
get into
like
that
I
space,
also tend to get into that
where
space,
I see
where
something
I
outside
see
and then I
something
just believe
outside
it
and then I
as though
just
it's
believe
real.
it
Why?
as though
Because
it's
it's
real.
in
Why?
physical
Because
matter.
it's in physical matter.
What if we were to actually be
What
that
if we
leader
were to
and,
actually be that leader and,
like just go beyond the space
like just
and
go
tap
beyond the
into
space
the
and tap into
possibility that,
the possibility
we
that
can create a
we
reality of our own?
can create a
What
reality
if
of
that
our own?
was possible?
What if that was possible?
Okay, so yeah,
Okay, so
I agree with what
yeah,
you've said, but let's
I agree with
say,
what you said, but let's
for
say,
example, I'm someone that's not
for
born into
example,
a
I'm
rich
someone
family.
that's not
I'm
born
just
into a
gonna,
rich family. I'm just
I'm
gonna,
literally gonna put myself in that
I'm literally
person's
gonna put
body
myself in that
and have a
person's body
conversation with
and have
you.
a conversation with
So,
you.
let's say I don't have those
Go
So let's
ahead.
say I don't
resources
have those resources
to start my own business
to
or,
start my own business
just live
or
life with ease.
just live life with
And
ease.
and then I start
Hmm.
thinking
And
like, oh, look at
and then I
her.
start thinking like,
She
oh,
was
look
born
at
with a
her.
silver spoon. She
She's
has
born with a silver
everything.
spoon. She has everything.
So, when I don't
So
have access to
when
that,
I don't have
so
access to
what
that,
can I do
so what
to
can I do
make my life easier to
to
start to
make my life
choose the
easier to
kind of
start to
life that I'm
choose
looking
the
for?
kind of life that I'm looking for?
Can
The
you share
number
some
one
tools?
thing that I
Can
would,
you share some tools?
yeah, the number one thing
Yeah.
that I
The
would
number one
invite
thing
you
that I
to
would
be
invite
and
you
do
to
is be in the
be and do
question
is be the
and
question
really question everything. Is
and
that
really question
really true?
everything.
What I'm
Is that
thinking?
really
That
true
she
what
is
I'm thinking?
born with a
That she
silver
is
spoon
born
and
with a silver
she
spoon
has it all.
and
Is it
she
really,
has it
really
all.
true?
Is it really, really
So
true?
if we were to really like,
Yeah. Are you done? Can I speak? I have something that's coming
ask
up.
the question that, can you hear me?
Oh, your Instagram has frozen, so we need to wait for a bit.
Something went wrong with the Instagram.
Instagram.
Yep, Instagram has been
Something went wrong with
okay.
the
Okay, it's
Instagram.
fine now. I can hear you. Oh, it's not. It's bad again. Mm, maybe switch off your camera on Instagram. So under your face, you'd see a camera icon. Click on that.
Can you hear me, Priyanka?
Okay, we'll add Herald back to this. There's three
Just
people on Instagram Live. Thank you guys for waiting and being patient.
just give me a minute.
Herald, did you receive my invite?
Um,
You can
no,
join
it's
me live as
actually,
well, and you can ask to be in, a
yes, I
collaborator.
know. The thing is, let me, okay.
What are you struggling with?
For some reason, DivineYou is not showing up on my feed as live.
Did you go on DivineYou's profile?
Okay, now it is.
Showing
One
up
second.
on my feed as live. Did you on DivineYou's profile?
Yes.
Okay, now
Requesting to join. Hi.
Okay, so we can continue now.
Yeah.
Um,
So
yeah, I think if you could repeat the last few sentences you said.
what was I saying? Can you just repeat the
You were
question?
sharing tools on
So you
how
said that.
to change.
So for someone who is really in that space where they are seeing someone outside of them as being rich and having it all, you asked me that what exactly are the tools that they can use to really get out of
Wait,
that reality.
actually, before you share the tools, can I share some more points of views that are coming up right now that I'm aware of that people have?
Yes.
So if I was in that position, I would look at the other person or other groups of people and I'd be like, oh, they have it so easy. I'm not even going to bother to try because it's going to be such an uphill task for me to, receive what I'm
Mhm.
asking for. Or it's just not possible for me to receive that. Or then I start going into defense as well, like, oh, she has it so easy, and why have I been struggling since birth, living this life? Then there's also a question of why was I born into this? Why wasn't I just born with that luck and ease? So my question to you over here is when we talk about being money, how
Hmm.
does being born into a rich family play into all of that? Do you
So
think that
when
they were given money before they were born? Because, I know
uh,
this is a really weird question to even answer. I know it is, but I
yes.
know that a lot of people have this point of view. It's this point of view about luck and destiny as well.
Yes, but there you have invalidated, you being you, and as though you don't have any power to create your reality. That's the number one thing that you are doing here, which doesn't allow you to be money. So that is something really that we want to get out of that space and be in that space of being money. Like, really ask that question: if I were being money, would these points of view be in my space? Would this be my mindset? And if it were, would I actually have access to any money? Because money is there, money is everywhere in the world. The problem is us not receiving it. So, what can we be or do or change in our mindset that's going to really have us be money? Instead of having, if money were outside of you, then you have already decided it's outside of you. You are not it. You are the one who is money. You are the one all these years. Like, just imagine, look at yourself from birth till up until this moment. You have created so much money. You have created everything: the clothes, the house, the family, the experiences, the holidays. Wasn't all that money? So your focus, being the creative force over here, is what is creating money. So what are you placing your focus on if you were to create money?
Yeah, that's amazing. When you said that we are infinite beings and we have the power to change things, but the only thing is we're using that power destructively in avoiding and defending and playing victim. Whereas we could use the awareness that, okay, I've created things so far. What if I could just turn up that creative focus and firstly tap into the awareness of what I know money is?
Hmm.
What if, let's say, I put myself in the shoes of that person? What is that person being that allows them to have so much ease? And it's not just a question that we ask or, a theoretical conversation we have. It's about actually going into like a
Hmm.
5 minute meditation, pausing and get yourself out of your body, go inside the other person or like be around their space and observe what is it that they're being and what can I be? What parts of that can I duplicate as well? And once you start to get a sense of that feeling, you bring it back inside of you, and then you start to expand that. Um, And yeah, that's how I perceive everything you just said, as to
So when
how you can become money.
Yes, Priyanka, I really loved what you said. Get into their space and perceive the energy, like the energetic signature that they are being, and feel it in your space. And once you expand it, that is what, that creative focus is what is creating. So what if you were to, and that particular feeling signature is what I perceive it as is total relaxation with money. So how can you relax into being money? What is possible with that?
Yeah. And when you say that, I also get the awareness that, going back to answering my question of how are people, some people just born into money and how are some people not so rich? It actually goes back to the energetic signature that was there in their DNA, in their parents' DNA, in their grandparents' DNA. And that's why it's not luck. It's just that you were born with that energetic signature of, let's say, poverty, for example. But who's to say you can't change it? Awareness is one of the components of being money. And when you come to
Yeah.
the How to Become Money Workbook series with Herald, we will go way, way more deeper into what awareness is with money. But this is just one way of looking at it, wherein you stop and you be like, what is my current energetic signature with money? Um, and then you'd be like, oh, okay, this has been going on for all of these years. All my ancestors have it. Cool. I have the choice to change it now. Do I want to change it? And yes, you can change it. That's why we have all of these tools. It's not rocket science. It's like, how do I explain it? It's like an emotion, for example, like there's happy, there's sad. So similarly, you can change the energy of your relationship to money.
And it's not just about money, it's everything that you have made money mean about being money. It could be relationships, it could be ease in business, it could be a lot of support in business, it could be having um, an amazing body that's going to make you feel like $1 million. It could be anything that means like money to you. So another question, one more tool would be that what have you made money mean to you? What does money mean to you? And having that awareness, there could be like a list of things that you could come up with what money means to you. And then, so what we essentially do in the How to Become Money workbook, we really do all these, it's like a workbook where we have a set of 13 questions, and, we ask all these questions that really brings up energies of what we have made money mean to us. And we have like, subconsciously hidden it even from us. And it doesn't allow money to flow to us. The key word over here is receiving money and not having any point of view about it. So, that's something that can really, once
Yeah.
we start to clear all that and start becoming aware of it, there is no way that money cannot come to you.
Yeah, and when we talk about changing the energetic signature that we have with money, how exactly is that done? Is it like some voodoo thing, or is it just that someone gives you special powers and you become money? No, it's not any of that. Um, it's basically all the points of views that we've locked into our mind and into our DNA as well. And what is DNA? At the end of the day, it's information. I mean, when you go deeper into quantum physics, you will see that everything is information. Even light particles hold information, and the human body also emits those light particles. And then when two human bodies come close to each other, they have an information exchange, which is actually happening because the light particles are going engaging with each other. But anyway, that was a tangent. What I'm saying is we can change the information that is available in our DNA, and that is through
Hmm.
being aware. Awareness, creativity means creative focus that we're putting. Um, and then there's more. There's control.
Control.
I forgot the other ones.
Power,
Power.
control, creativity, awareness, and being money
Your
then.
Instagram is muted.
Can you hear
Yep.
me now?
Yep, it's fine now.
Yeah, so it's power, control, creativity, awareness, and then being money.
Yeah. So these are the five elements, and it's basically like a chemistry equation. I'm telling you, if you can be all of these or use these in certain amounts, you will become money and then you will receive money. So how do we actually get there? So in the How to Become Money workbook, they have a list of 13 questions, which are so intelligently curated for you to get aware of what your limited points of view about money are and what space you're functioning from, what past are you functioning from, which ancestors' past life are you functioning from. And yeah, like, even if you have a comfortable life right now, who knows, maybe, I mean, not maybe, everyone does have the potential to be a millionaire. We just don't choose it because we have these points of views holding us back. So yeah, I wonder what's possible with doing these 13 questions. I know that I've done them a bunch of times, and every time I open that book, I just fall off to sleep because there's a lot of unconsciousness that comes out.
So unconsciousness is equal to you falling asleep, because there is this energy of heaviness that starts to come up whenever you start to do those questions. Um, Basically, it is pertaining to the unconsciousness that is there in our space. And once we start to like really stay focused and present, and then, bring our energy to doing those questions, initially it will start to feel very heavy. But then as you keep going, just keep your focus, it really does change and starts to become really light. And there is a sense of confidence that you get with money. And not just that, not like, it's not a airy fairy thing also, but really I have noticed changes happening in my financial reality. Now, that also based on the things that I have defined what money means to me. So it could be for me is, you know, when I see joy on the faces of my children, that is money for me. And it could be, it's really like money. It gives me this aesthetic feeling signature that really just, expands my space. So that is money for me. Support is money for me. So what my question over here to you is that what is money for you, and what if you were to be aware of that, all the things that you were to be aware of, what would change and what would create money as in your life, flowing into your life. And then you could just ask for cash, hard cash, if that is what you require. Because when you start to trust yourself, when you start to be yourself, when you're willing to receive all the energies that are, there in the universe without any judgment, is when money flows to you. So, yeah, that's money for me.
So we have a question from Ritika. She says, how long does it take to improve your relationship with money? Now, wait, can I
So
answer this and then
Ritika,
you can
it's
answer this?
sure.
Okay, so let me tell you, I'm sure you know of Gary Douglas, the founder of Access Consciousness. So he is the one that created this book, and he says that if you do this workbook every 2 weeks for 6 months, your whole financial reality will change. So basically, as much as you can do it, you should do it.
And yes, I mean, if you can just get your hands on the book and just read it, you might fall asleep, which is why we do recommend that you do it with a facilitator, because, then you paid for it and you will be held accountable to really get through those 13 questions. But then again, you can just read it, and it's just somehow, it's a very uncanny thing, but it does really change, a notch for your financial reality. So it could be one notch, it could be 100 notches, but depending on how you are receiving the information that is there in the book. And yeah, I mean, there's nothing that can stop you. I mean, just have fun reading the book, even.
I know that the last time I did the How to Become Money workbook with a facilitator, there were small things that shifted, things like actually being able to travel out of the country and go on a holiday. No one stopped me, but I had these insane points of views. Again, it didn't even have to do with money. It was other issues that were blocking me from traveling. But then this came up, it opened up,
Hmm.
and I was able to travel. Even with my wardrobe, like my wardrobe was upgraded. Again, no one stopped me. It's not like I didn't have the resources to do that, but I just wasn't choosing it. I had certain blocks,
Hmm.
and it was small things like these that opened up, and that's when I knew, okay, I need to do this workbook as much as I can, because every time I do it, something else will open up.
So another thing that I would like to add over here, when you said that no one stopped me from it, but then you had these insane points of views. Those insane points of view. What are they actually? It's really like the energetic environment around you. It could be like your parents, your ancestors, or eventually we are living around them, and we tend to absorb this energetic information without even knowing. So you might think that, oh, no one is stopping me, but why am I not choosing it? Because there are people around you that might not be choosing it. Everybody is not willing to receive to the level at which you are willing to receive. So that is one thing that we really would like to be aware of. Like, whose reality are you buying into, and is it your reality?
Yeah, like there's so much that's coming up in this conversation. There's like so many areas I need to sit and like make an inventory of, okay, I have to look into this area, to look into that area. And I know there's a lot of other people who are also thinking that. And I hope that people have received, a lot of tools for them to go deeper within themselves during this live. But yeah, I definitely like to continue the conversation, and I invite everyone. Okay, Farah says how to change this then, to what Hiral said.
How to change the ancestral energy? Just by being aware that that doesn't belong to you. It is someone else's point of view, which is being just like running through eons and eons of generations. It's a generational thing,
And
but it doesn't have to be your reality.
yeah, and when Hiral says just being aware, I mean, that's such an umbrella term when you say just be aware, but how do you know what questions to ask and figure out what that point of view was? Well, you do the How to Become Money workbook, because they have those ready-made questions for you. So you just go there,
Hmm.
read the question. Oh, this is the question. And then you write your answers for that. And then you will see for yourself, like, 10 minutes later, you'll read the answer and you'll be like, oh my God, that's so crazy. And then you sit with each of those
Yeah.
points of view and you'll be like, and that's when the facilitation comes in. Um, and many times you'll even find those points of views. You'll see them and be like, oh, that's stupid, but I can't let go of it because it seems so true. That's when the
Hmm.
facilitator comes in and they like basically take your mind, put it in a washing machine, flip it this way, flip it that way, and then it's easy for you to let go of that point of view.
Yeah, because you have been living with that for ages and ages. So for you to initially differentiate between the energies might be like, there might be so much conditioning that will really come in between, rather than someone looking at it from outside who can easily, pinpoint exactly where you can make the shift and change. So that is one thing that can be done as well.
Hira, before we leave, can you please take out your How to Become Money workbook and just show it on camera so people know what it looks like?
Yes, sure. Yes. So this is the How to Become Money workbook. It's written by Gary Douglas.
Amazing.
And
There's a pyramid of
yeah,
gold bars.
yes. So that's the book here for Facebook.
I am so excited, like looking at that image and the energy I'm perceiving now. It's just like, yes, I would love to roll in a bed of money naked. Yes. And I invite
What will it
everyone
take?
to do that as well.
Oh, yes, it's going to be so much fun. So, I think we will take everyone's leave, and I'm so grateful for everyone joining us. I do invite you to do this workbook with me. There is no prerequisite for this book, and anyone can join. So come along and let's play with some money.
We start on September 6th. And then we also have an advanced How to Become Money workbook that is next month. But doing the How to Become Money workbook is a prerequisite for that. So yeah, just go onto our website or DM us and
And the
we'll give you the
foundation.
details. Yep.
The for the advanced how to become money workbook, the prerequisite is doing the how to become money workbook and the foundation class from Access Consciousness, and those are the two prereqs. So come join for this money series and
So
let's
Ritika
really
says,
change
lovely
our money
session.
realities.
And Huda says, thank you, ladies. Thank you guys for watching and
Thank you so
receiving.
much.
This was really satisfying.
Yes, it was amazing. Thank you, Priyanka, for joining and inviting me. And I'm totally, totally grateful to everyone watching here.
Okay,
See you all
bye.
soon. Bye bye.